What it do? It's your boy Illuminated D, and you know what I'm saying? We back with another one. The first thing that I want to do is thank you to everybody who's liked and commented, and to all the subscribers. Pops and I want to let you know that we really appreciate you, because for you to come and spend your time with us and consume the content while we understanding that you have busy lives, we appreciate you and bless. So jumping right into the topic of going 50-50. Oh, I try to, I let Pops really go for the triggering content, you know what I'm saying? I try to be more on the positive side. But today I was feeling like I want to have a conversation that actually means something to the community. So let's talk about 50-50. And this is interesting because there's so many different dynamics to the 50-50. You got the different mindsets first. So you got the I'm okay with the 50-50 mindset. You got the I want to be the sole provider and you don't have to provide anything, which is as long as you're providing value. I think you don't necessarily have to have the money if you're providing value of motivation, of being the muse, of being a piece, being able to be the piece in stressful times while having faith that your partner is going to take care of it, even though they're showing you stressful stressful gestures without necessarily speaking about it. You got those type of mindsets, and then you got the hypergamous mindset where if you don't got the bag, it's not for you. And guess what? People have to be okay with that. People gonna be mad. It makes you a superstar. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be upset that they can't have you because you're willing to go and seek gain in order to succeed. And that's anything. That's business. We can talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's basically a business, high key. It's really business. So looking at the 50-50 mindset, I think this comes to speaking about realistic expectations. Realistic expectations. And I don't want to trigger nobody when I say this, and understand that this is all based off the channel. So if you feel triggered at any time, you feel like I'm going too far, please just click off the video and what I'm saying, just let it be. Let this be, and understand that there's different mindsets and everybody has their way and what they want to do in life. But looking at the 50-50 mindset, it's like, okay, well, looking at the actual country, right? Let's look at our circumstances. And if you're working at McDonald's, right? You're working at McDonald's, you can be a provider. Your spouse can be with you while you're working at McDonald's. And if you live in the right area, okay, $400 a month is possible. If you want to be in a more upscaled area, and we're going to talk as a realtor at this point. I'm not a licensed realtor. I'm not an agent. So no, but let's speak articulation. Let's articulate this out for you. So if you want to move up to an upscale area, maybe Los Angeles, maybe you want to get an apartment, it's probably going to run you $1,500 to $1,800 potentially for a studio, potentially, right? These are just me looking at the numbers from the future or the past, and it's actually going up every single year. So it's $2,500 too much. That's the inner city. You might be able to get the outskirts and get for the low of the 12 and the 15. I'm talking about 1,200 and 1,500. 2,500, 1,800, 1,600 between there for the more upscale, and down, into the rural area, because the rural area can be upscale. You know what I'm saying? It just depends off how you want the relationship to go. So looking at it, if you're okay with that, then that's okay. You might not be able to work at McDonald's to live in that more upscaled area. And then you have to look at your expectations of where are you currently at and how can you grow to get more? You know what I'm saying? Because really at the end of the day, everybody's looking for a knowledge asset base. So if you don't have the knowledge asset base in order to come into a career field or a job, in order to take you to that higher seeking financial gain, then maybe the first thing that, instead of asking, okay, well, why is it that they won't let me in? It's not that they won't let you in. You just have to go and get more knowledge at that base. You know what I'm saying? You have to just go get more knowledge and to really understand the career field and understand how they speak so that you can actually go into those levels. But going 50-50, because I'm giving you solutions, but that's to being a provider, but understanding that you might have to go 50-50 at times, right? 50-50 is you want to touch $100,000, but nobody can co-sign for you. So you have your partner take their other half of their name, their signature, putting their credit on the line with you, right? As a partner, making the investment together and getting a property. If you got an extra room, rent it out. Make a little bag for yourself, for your team. Add an extra payment. Cut down and get into that equity. Dig deep, dig deep. Dig in there. And then home equity line of credit, pull the bag out, pay yourselves, and then get another property. Put somebody else in the property and make them pay for it. That's going 50-50. If you don't necessarily have it. Sometimes you have to go 50-50. See, everybody's talking about this 50-50 like, oh, you're trying to make me work when I don't want to work. It's not about working. That's no work at all. But understanding that the places that you want to go might cost you a bag. So you have to look at your realistic expectations and understand if all the financial leverage is on you, then high key, it makes you fall victim to people being able to walk away. I think 50-50 forces people to make a commitment inside the relationship in order to prove self. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go work, but going 50-50 can mean anything. Like if they need your signature on the deal, and are you willing to put your signature on the deal and put your credit on the line in order to make sure that, and if they say, hey, look, I'm gonna take care of it myself, but I need your help. I need you to go 50-50 with me. I can't do it on my own 100. Like, you think about it. Think about that. So I want you to really look at this in a hindsight and understand. I think 50-50 is showing that you're willing to go into the trenches with your partner in order to actually make something happen, letting your partner know, giving them the validation and the trust factor that we're going to go into this business deal and we're going to make it happen together, and we're choosing each other to be business partners with and to be in love with and to be in a relationship with. It just depends, you know what I'm saying? You got different type of relationships. You got friendships, you got dating relationships, marital relationships, you know what I'm saying? Polygamous relationships, you got all type of stuff. But the 50-50 conversation is really about, are you really with your partner? And are you willing to put in work in order to get to where you want to be? And if where you want to be is not in support of, because I get it, everybody's like, oh, you can't be a natural woman, you can't be a feminine a woman. Well, think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. I'm sorry, that shit just triggered me. But think about it. When, because they'll be like, oh, the old men, they were sole providers. Okay, they were sole providers, but they were in the crib all day, cooking in a whack, excuse my language because I don't mean like that, but cooking in a house that was not hidden. That mug was not in a necessarily rich neighborhood. That was not hidden. It was a little shack. I get it that was the only circumstance we have, and that goes into the whole racism thing, but let's not go there. Let's talk about 50-50. They were cooking, cleaning, having kids, taking care of the kids. That shit was not what y'all wanted. Y'all did not want that. And everybody talk about feminism, but no, everybody wanted to go and put in work. Everybody wanted their own bag. Everybody wanted to eat just in case because they felt like they could do more. They wanted to be more successful. So in doing that, we got to these levels, but people forgot what it meant in order to go to the next level. Like, I get it. You can use the hypergamous type of thing and put yourself on. You can do that. And at some point you can choose. But understand, that you're putting yourself on the line when you got to sacrifice your body potentially. So don't sacrifice your body. Only sacrifice your time and your mind. But even in sacrificing your mind, you might see some things that you may never ever be able to get your time back or get your energy back. And then if you want to choose the 50-50, you got to understand that you both going to be drained. So it's going to take team effort. And that sometimes one partner is going to lose energy and the other partner has to keep that afloat. And then another time you might lose energy and then they got to keep that afloat. And you just like, how did it happen? But God was in the midst of it just because of the circumstance. Not everybody is rich. Not everybody rich. And you don't understand how hard it is to get rich because you still trying to figure it out because you here watching YouTube with me. You here on YouTube with me. So obviously either you probably are rich and then you learn the key and you learned your vehicle and you got yourself to the next level. But I promise you that you're a special team. You're a special case. Everybody else, like myself, that's putting in work every single day, losing sleep, putting in work, trying to eat at any means and just stack it up and then roll it over and create the snowball effect to make that do it by itself so it can pay itself. The money can make its own money. I'm trying to get there. But it's still hard because you still got to work. And not everybody be like, oh, well, you don't necessarily got to work. You can do internet, you can do AI, you can do all type of things. But the mass majority of people can't look at this dynamic and let it slow you down because if you're not buying property, there's firms buying up all the property and they're forcing you to lease. And you may not have the credit, but your partner got the credit. And that means that you might not be able to afford the place that you live in. So you know what you got to do? You got to double up. You got to get a better job. You got to double up. And then you got to go to work too and help provide for that until you can put somebody else in that mug. You got to do it because once the firms buy it all up, once the mortgage companies buy it up, once everybody buys it all up, once it's bought, it's solidified. And when it solidifies, it's a bad thing. That's when people get hungry and they feel some type of way, but there's control. There's control. So you need to be partnering up and teaming up and doing this the right way. And everybody, you know what I'm saying, talking about, oh, well, you're man, I don't hear that less than. Because what we doing over here, it take a team. And you can't just come in here and just think like, oh, it's sweet. No, we really spinning, bagging, and trying to make way, having way, blessed. But it doesn't mean that God is like, oh yeah, you just get it for free. I'm just gonna give it to you. You're not gonna put no work in for it. Nobody in the Bible didn't have to not put work in. They did not have to put work. They all had to put work in. They all got tested. They all got tried in order to get to that level. Everybody was tested and tried, and I don't want to say that. I think maybe it was different back then because they were actually moving nations and trying to free people. Right now, we just trying to figure it out so we can survive the system that we're in. So understanding that, don't let people tell you that going 50-50 is bad. Find a partner who actually wants to be successful, right? Who wants to be successful, and then be valuable in their life. Be of value in their life. Don't be a leech. Be valuable. And you'll have them forever in your life. You'll have them in your corner. Relationship or not, doesn't matter. Because they'll always be there if you show them real love and you show them that you actually care and you take your time out to just make it at least known that they're special to you. Because we all want to be successful. We all want to be blessed in life. And we all want to be successful. We all want to get somewhere in life. But in order to do that, you got to do something that you ain't never done before. And that's the reason that we're doing this right here, right now. Today is October 2024. Sorry. Today is October 22nd, 2024. Bless.